Imagine this. It's summer 2024. We're at the Summer Olympics and Simone Biles is up for her vault. You know, that vault that's named after her, the vault that no other female in the world can do right now. She gets ready. She's at the starting spot for vault. She's running down the runway, getting ready to hit the vault. And right before she lands on the springboard, she turns her head and she looks to see what her fans are doing, her coaches are doing, how her teammates are cheering on. What do you think would have happened in that moment? So this was like a weird intrusive thought that like popped in my head this morning as I was thinking about gymnastics and the Summer Olympics and was sad that there's no Olympics for me to watch this year. And it really got me thinking. And, I want to ask you guys, like, have you ever tried to work on something important, but felt like everything around you was fighting for your attention? What if I told you that the real winners, the people who reach their dreams, learn how to block out everything, even the people cheering them on? So today I'll show you guys how ignoring the noise can really help you build your dream business. And let's jump in. So for most of you guys, I think you guys know that I used to do gymnastics. So I did gymnastics, trampoline and tumbling actually all the way through high school. I even did it my freshman year of college. And again, I was just thinking about Simone's vault. I don't know if you guys know this, but she launches herself almost 13 feet in the air when she does it. I actually Googled it. I think they said it was 12 feet, 9 inches. And I just kind of started on this path of thought this morning and really just focusing on what would it look like if she lost focus for a moment. What would it look like if she didn't know how to focus as well as she did? Would she have still been able to have this amazing vault, break all of these records, have something that's named after her that no one else right now is doing? And I just was kind of in awe in the moment. And I was really leaning into this idea of being locked in. And when you're locked in, just so, we all are using the same definition, I think of it as giving all of your attention to just one thing. So you're not looking at your phone, you're not checking emails, or in Simone's case, you're not focusing on the crowd, the coaches, or even her teammates from the time she steps up to the event. It's her, it's the runway, it's the vault, and the mat that she needs to stick her landing on. And I was like, okay, like why is that, right? Like we hear so much about blocking out all the negatives and blocking out the distractions, and people always hold on to that as this negative connotation. But, honestly, even good things like fan or praise, I guess fans, hopefully we got more than one, right? Fans or praise can make you lose focus. And I was even thinking of like a race car driver, right? When they drive, they don't look at the crowd. They're looking only at the road. And if they looked away, even for a second, they would crash. And it's the same for us, right? Like we have to really lean into what it is that we're focusing on, what our goals are, and keep that top of mind. So if we want to build a business or reach a goal, we need to keep our eyes on what matters. Distractions can slow us down. And again, distractions don't even have to be a bad thing. I feel like that's some like falsehood that we hold on to. Even myself, I find myself holding on to those kind of ideas, right? Excuse me. So they can slow us down, and honestly, they can even stop us from reaching our dreams. And I know what you guys are saying, like Simone's vault's less than a minute. I probably should have Googled how long it is, 10 seconds, 15 minutes. I'm not sure, right? And some of the things that we're looking to achieve, they're way longer than that, right? We're gonna have to stay focused for way longer than that. And if that thought popped in your head when I started talking about Simone, here's what I want you to think about. The vault, that's just what we saw. There were days, months, years, maybe even a full decade where she had to focus and have that same laser focus and intensity in the gym before we even got to see her and before she even had skills named after her. So right now, before you guys hit the world stage, it's the perfect place, it's the perfect time to begin working on these skills so that when the time comes, they're already second nature, right? Like we don't want to wait until, it's time to do this big, amazing thing. And it's like, wow, I've never had to focus. I've never had to block out everything to make this work. So want to challenge you guys with something that you can do today to help in this area, and just to really lean into this area. So pick one task you want to finish. That could be something as, that can be something like, I need to work on my post for this week. I need to work on, go ahead and do some of that brainstorming and ideation that we talked about 2 days ago. I need to finish up my business plan, whatever that looks like. Take that one task you want to finish today, close everything else, no phone, no email, no music, nothing. Because let's be honest, there's been quite a few times I put my music on saying, oh, I work better with music. And then before you know it, I'm like here in the office dancing, having a little dance party. So that thing, set a timer for 20 minutes. That can be on your phone. That can be, if you've got it like one of those cool extensions, like productivity extensions on your computer. You can even have one of those old school, the things like with the sand in them that you flip. I don't remember what those are called. Whatever that looks like, go ahead, set your timer for 20 minutes and work only on that one task until the timer goes off. Try it today after this video. You'll be amazed at how much you get done. And I want to tell you a little bit about when I used this process. So, because I try not to talk about or put anything out there that I haven't done, except for that vault. I haven't done that vault, right? So when I started my business, I wanted to do everything at once, whether that was checking messages, looking at comments. I tried to answer everyone, but I wasn't getting my most important work done. And so one day I decided to just lock in, let me just do this locked in focus. And I picked one thing, which for me at the time was finishing up the framework for my for the corporate exit strategy challenge. And I said, okay, let's get this thing done. Let's knock it out. So I turned off my phone, I closed my email, and I set a timer for 20 minutes. And honestly, I think I even took my phone out of out of the room. I was like, nothing's going to distract me, right? And so when I finally got, when the timer finally turned off, I had something going on my computer and I looked at everything that I had done. I was like, oh my goodness, I finished more in those 20 minutes than I did that whole morning. And many famous people, right? They do this too. They focus on one thing at a time. It's a big part of how people are reaching these big goals. And, the on-trend term for this is deep work. So you probably have heard people talk about that before, but it really has been around for quite a bit. And, when you think about this, again, sometimes these moments can be distractions, and distractions aren't always a bad thing. Even, sometimes having that phone off means your mom calls you to cheer you on. My mom does a ton, and you have to say, nope, I'm gonna call you back once this timer goes off. So don't allow even your biggest fans distract you from what it is that you're trying to get done when it's necessary, when you need to be out there creating and making all of these magical moments happen for you, yourself, your business, and the things that you're pushing through and trying to achieve. So what are the benefits? Why should we do this? I feel like I've dropped a couple of them already during the course of the conversation, but wanted to, reiterate them for you guys so that if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's worth it. I actually do great at multitasking, right? That's everybody tries to talk about how good they are at multitasking. Multitasking definitely has its place. I'm not trying to kick that completely to the curb, but every now and again, we really do need to lock in and just focus on the task at hand and focus at creating these amazing things and removing these big roadblocks, getting things done. So this is in that context, right? So some of the benefits of focus. When you locked in, this is what happens. So you get more done faster. And honestly, for me, what I found was I would start the day. Here we go. So I have this really handy dandy, I'm gonna go to a blank page so y'all don't see what it looks like. Right? This little to-do list that's got today, and then it's got all this stuff on it, right? So what I was finding out was when I wouldn't do focus and I would, do a lot more multitasking, I would end the day and I would have a big chunk of my tasks that were only halfway completed. And I was like, okay, I actually get more done when I have, 75% of my tasks completely completed or 80% of my tasks completely completed versus all of them 50% completed, right? So you get more done faster. You feel proud of your work, right? Like there's nothing like crossing something completely off of the to-do list instead of putting a squiggly line next to it because you have to move it to the next day. I love being able to cross things completely off. You worry less about missing out, right? Because you're staying on top of things, you're getting done, and you're able to get closer to your dreams every day. And it's simple, and I know that may sound like a huge oversimplification of it all, but it really does work, right? Like it's not this ginormous 90-step process in order to focus. It really is these few things to do, and they make these huge changes. So my challenge to you guys today, pick one task today, set your timer for 20 minutes. Don't look at anything else, not even your fans, right? They call you, you call them back later. And after you finish, tell me in the comments how it went. I'd love to hear your stories, would love to hear how you pushed through, what it was that you got done. Did you find yourself doing more? Did you find yourself doing less? Yeah, so let me know how it goes. Would love to hear from you all. And thank you for watching. And if you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share this with a friend who needs help focusing. We all know one or two. And next time I will share a simple tip to help you reach your goals. I hope that everybody has a fantastic Friday, a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all later.